much for joining me back here. Happy 4th of July. That's what day this is today. Look at my little festive skirt. Anyways, today we're going to do a reading vlog of House of Sky and Breath, right? House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 2 in the Crescent City series. I read book 1 a couple months ago, month and a half ago, fairly recently, and I made a video on that. If you want to go check it out, I made a reading vlog on it. So today we're going to do a reading vlog on the next one. I'm super excited. A little intimidated. I've read the epilogue, so why? So far I'm liking it. The epilogue was about a character that we haven't met before. She's new. What should I say? I'm going to put spoilers in here, so here's just your spoiler warning. If you don't want this spoiled, maybe don't watch this. I don't know that she died. It insinuates that she died. I don't think she died, the main character. I don't even remember her name. I did look ahead. The next chapter is about Bryce, so I'm excited for that. I did get one thing kind of spoiled accidentally. I was watching Ange's video. Even though she gave a spoiler warning, I was like, oh, I should be fine, and I wasn't. So I do know that, again, spoilers coming. I do know that Akatar comes into this somehow. I don't know how, though. So I usually hate spoilers, but I'm actually kind of excited to see how the two worlds tie in together. I'm excited. So yeah, that's what this vlog is going to be about. Crescent City 2! Let's read it. I'm excited. Also slightly intimidated. I did borrow this from my library, so I am intimidated to read this in like 2 weeks. 800 pages, 2 weeks. And I have like a freelance type thing that I've been doing where I beta read stuff for freelance work. And I have a job that I need to do at the same time for that. So I'm intimidated, but excited. Hey, it's been forever. If you follow me, if you subscribe, if you watch fairly regularly, I've been busy. Not going to go into it. Been busy. It is currently August 11th, so it is over a month since I started this vlog. Usually it doesn't take me that long to read a book, but here we are. Like I say, life's been busy. That's besides the point. I am this far. Not too far. I'm on page 182, chapter 17, I do believe. And I'm liking it. The beginning of the first one was kind of slow. I feel like the beginning of this one is a little more interesting, maybe because I know the characters a little bit more. There's also a spoiler that I think I said this in the first part. I want to say it again. Spoiler warning. I'm talking about this book freely. But Ange also mentioned that these kind of tie into Akatar in some way. And so I am excited to get to that part. Usually I hate spoilers, but I find that in this case, it's making me want to read more. I want to keep reading to find out how it all ties in. Right now, I have just gotten to the part where Bryce meets, what's his name? Adis? My bad. I just finished the part where Adis visited Bryce and everybody in her apartment and basically told her that the war effort kind of relies on her. I just finished that part, and then Cormac showed up, the guy that she is supposedly engaged to, and we find out that he is involved with Sophie somehow. So I'm actually kind of excited about it. I had my suspicions. I haven't had a chance to update anything. But as I was reading, when Cormac was first introduced, I had my suspicions that maybe he and Bryce would actually end up together. I'm still rooting for her and Hunt. That's not what I'm saying. OTP, totally ship it. But I kind of thought they might end up together, she and Cormac. Now that he's involved with Sophie, I don't know how this is going to go. Either way, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to keep reading it. I have a lot of work going on. Don't know how fast I'll get through it. Thankfully, my library automatically renews my holds. That's all I'm going to say. I think I have one more renew left. Hopefully, I don't have to use it. Hey, guys. Long time no see. Kids are in bed. Husband's not home right now. He had like a men's group to go to. My dishwasher's going. If you hear it in the background, I'm reading. I just finished chapter 16. About to start 17. I just wanted to pop on and say that I like Cormac's character a little bit more. I just finished the part where he comes in and he's all like, hey, I'm part of the resistance. Come be part with me. And they're all kind of like, let me think about it. I like that. I like his character a little bit more. Still don't want him to be with Bryce, but I like him a little bit more. Hey, I actually made a lot of progress last night. I am on, I'm checking, chapter 21. So I'm making progress. A lot's going down. Hunt and Bryce agreed to stop their waiting and go ahead. And I'm cracking up at, is it Ethan or Ethan? I've been trying to say Ethan because if she wanted it to be Ethan, she would have spelled it as Ethan, I would think. I'm cracking up at him, like down the hall in the other room, listening to them and making comments. Cracks me up. I'm a little anxious. I'm afraid Hunt's maybe going to be captured again at some point. I don't know. I think Bryce is being a little selfish, and I don't really like it. But we'll see what happens. Heyo, heyo. I finished part 1 last night, but I was reading it when my husband was home. We were reading together last night, and I finished part 1 and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to talk about this. And I'm afraid I'm going to forget everything I want to talk about by the time I get to talk about it. Lo and behold, here we are. I think I wanted to say that I'm liking Cormac's character. I think he's interesting. I think he's intriguing. And I like him. I don't necessarily want him to end up with Bryce because I like Bryce and Hunt together. But I do like his character and I'm excited to see more of it. Therion's point of view is probably my least favorite at this point. I like Rune's character a lot more. I'm excited to see who is it, Agent Daybright? Is that her name? I have a feeling it's the witch that he's engaged to. That's my gut reaction. Because the last segment that I just read, he says something about knowing or recognizing her voice or something like that. So my gut says that it's the witch that he's engaged to from the first book. So, anything else? I like Hunt and Bryce's relationship. I like Hunt's character as like the male romantic interest type thing. I just like him in general. I'm afraid something bad's going to happen to him. I feel like he might get enslaved, I guess is what I'm looking for. I don't know. I feel like something bad's going to happen to him. And in this war, he's going to end up enslaved again and interrogated and, you know, all the stuff from his past, which I don't want. It would break my heart. But I have a feeling that's where it's going. Look at this. I am getting my hair done tomorrow again. I got some blonde in it a few months ago. I'm going even blonder, baby. But that's besides the point. I'm just excited about it. Hey guys, what's up? It is like 10:30 at night. I just finished working. Ethan is not home this week. He will not be home for like the next 4 or 5 days. So it is my goal to finish this stupid book before he gets home. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I actually kind of have a lot of work I need to do this week. I have some deadlines coming up on Friday. Ethan gets back on Friday. So that timing is not great, but I have one more renewal for this book if that doesn't work out. Okay. I know. Okay. I got spoiled. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video. This ties in to ACOTAR somehow. And Cormac can teleport. So I think he's winnowing. Is that what it's called? I need to reread ACOTAR. It's been like a year. It's actually saved in my script right now, so I can re-listen to it here coming up as soon as I finish some stuff I have on hold. Besides the point, is he winnowing? Is that the name of it? Is that what it's called in ACOTAR? I think that's it. I think that's one of the ties. I think I just found a piece of the puzzle. If I didn't know, I'm gonna look dumb. Oh guys, I just made it to chapter 28. I just finished chapter 27. 3:18. It's like 11:30. I hate myself because I know Sam's going to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He's been an early bird lately. I just read the part where Bryce and Hunt agreed to call each other mates. My heart is so full. I can feel myself grinning as I was reading it. It makes me a little nervous. I think something's going to happen. They're going to get separated or something like that. Can you see how tired I am? So it makes me a little nervous, but it also makes me a little giddy. I'm happy for him. I like it. Well, it looks better this way. Almost halfway. Almost halfway. There's like right at 800 pages. Like I said, I'm on 318. So a little under 100 pages before I'm halfway. Tomorrow, hopefully. Heyo, I got my hair done. I got bangs. And I'm a lot blonder. I'm a lot lighter. That's besides the point. I hate this glare. I'm on page... I can't see without my glasses. 371. Sabine just barged into Bryce's apartment. And Bryce texts Hunt. And I'm cracking up at all the names that she changes in their phones. Anytime they text back and forth, she's changed their names to something else. Cracks me up. I just laughed out loud. Love it. Hey, I feel bad for Ethan. Ethan, I'm gonna say Ethan. But in my head, I sometimes say Ethan. I feel bad for him being in love with Bryce, yet not being able to have Bryce. I don't want him and Bryce to be together because I like Bryce and Hunt. In a different world, I would like for them to be together, but I hope he finds somebody because I feel sad for him in this moment. Okay, I'm psyching myself out. I've said that I think something might happen to Hunt, but now I'm thinking something might happen to Ethan. I think somebody's gonna die, and I don't want it to be either of them. I have a lot to say. I'm making myself read this right now, not in the sense that I'm not enjoying it, so I'm having to force myself to enjoy it. In the sense that I don't really have a lot of time. So every night I'm making myself read at least a chapter before I go to bed because I need to get through it. I've almost gone through all of my holds. I have some other stuff I want to get to. I'm just running out of time. So I'm making myself read it every night and staying up until like 11:30, midnight type of stuff. But it's fine. There were some things that I want to talk about that I had some thoughts on. First of all, Ethan might be my favorite character. I like him. I have some suspicions he might be the prime later on down the road. Maybe not even this book. At some point in the series, I think he might become the prime. Or at least get his own pack outside of Sabine's wolf pack. Maybe he'll create his own or something like that. It's not an oracle. I can't remember what they're called. The people in the tanks who can go visit and get answers and stuff like that. He just went and found the girl kind of sitting on the floor by herself without the astronomer there. Is his name the astronomer? And he sensed that she was a wolf. So that kind of ties into what I think about him maybe creating his own pack. I think he's going to recruit her at some point. Maybe she will be how he gets over Bryce. Second thing I want to talk about, Rune is now acting as like the bridge between him and Contact, I guess you would say. So he's night and she's day. I think she might be Celestina. Is that her name? The new archangel, the new archangel that has taken over now that Micah is dead. Is his name Micah? I'm terrible with names. I think she might be Agent Day, which would be an interesting twist. That's my guess right now. Third thing that I just now thought about, I'm currently listening to, I'm like all three Sarah J. Maas right now. I'm reading this one as a physical book. I'm listening to ACOTAR again right now. I'm on the third one. And then as an ebook, I'm trying to get through Kingdom of Ash for Throne of Glass because I need to finish that series as well. And I was just listening to ACOTAR, Court of Wings and Ruin, I think is the one I'm on. And Elena's a seer. And I vaguely remember hearing that name either in Throne of Glass or the series, Crescent City. I think it was Crescent City. So I kind of already been spoiled that they somehow tie into each other. But that just kind of further solidified that. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how that ties in together. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm ready to see what's going on. That's about it. I'll try to think of anything else that I have. Hello. It is the 12th? September 12th. It is a Monday. I'm almost done. I have been making my way through it. I'm about right here. Just have like less than 100 pages left, I'm pretty sure. I'm on page 717 out of like 790 something, I think. So less than 100 pages left. I want to finish it tonight. And I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about because I don't think I've talked about things in like 200 pages. One, I'm sad for Cormac when it's revealed that Sophie is dead. I feel sad for him in that moment. I think it shows a different side of his character that we don't see before. Made me sad. Two, at first, guys, my mind is reeling when it comes to the whole day and night situation with Rune and Agent Daybright. I think I recorded a clip last night that I've already put in at this point. At first, I thought Agent Daybright would be Hypatia. Now I think it's Lydia. I think it's the Hind because she didn't say anything when she found them out in the water. She was out on the steps when he went to meet her at the party, or was supposed to meet Agent Day at the party. She was out on the steps watching him talk to the harpy. And he kind of like shoved past her. I think it's Lydia. I think it's the Hind. Maybe she and Pollux don't really have a consensual relationship. Maybe it's one out of convenience. I don't know. I think it's her. I think it's her. I am like 85% sure, I guess. I'm convinced that it's her. What else? Celestina and Hypatia, by the way, did not see that one coming. Ellie's playing. Did not see that one coming. I kind of had to like reread that to make sure I was reading it correctly. What else? I think there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, when Rune was outside at the fountain trying to find Agent Day and the harpy popped up and we didn't figure out who it was, I got so mad. I've been reading later at night, usually around like 10:30 to 11:30 is when I do my reading. Ethan was beside me already asleep. He goes to sleep before I do because he wakes up before I do. But I had to stop and put down the book for a good like 2 minutes because I was so angry that we didn't find out who it was. I was so mad. I think that's all that was on my list that I wanted to talk about. Otherwise, I'm loving it. I think I might like the second one better. Bryce, to me, is maybe my favorite Sarah J. Maas protagonist. I like her. What are you doing? I just like the characters all around in this one. I like the characters in the other ones, but I feel the most connected to these. I think Crescent City might be on its way to being my favorite Sarah J. Maas series. A little disappointed I put it off for so long. While we're here, I'll let you say hi to Ellie real quick. Hey, maybe you shouldn't chew on that. Give this to me. Hey, Ellie, what are you doing? She's crawling now everywhere. Anyways, that's hey, those are my thoughts right now. I'm loving it. Less than 100 pages. I don't know how this one's going to end because I don't know. There's, like I say, there's less than 100 pages. So obviously it's going to be like the last one. It's kind of going to be like a lot of stuff where it's going to be left hanging. I guess they're going to go to the Eternal City, and that's pretty much how it's going to end. That's my guess. I guess we'll see. Hey, I think I forgot to tell you guys. I can't remember exactly. I ended up having to buy my own copy. This is my own copy. Just wanted to say that because I had mentioned it before that I might have to. Yeah, I didn't finish it in time before I had to return it back to the library. So here it is. Less than 100 pages left. I wanted to finish it last night. Didn't get to. I'm on page 742. My goal is tonight. It's tonight. Oh, my dishwasher. It's so cute. You dancing. Dancing. She just woke up from a nap, and so her face is so red. I hear Sammy coming too. guys. I finished it. I'm nursing Ellie, so if you see her little hand or hear her little noises, that's what's going on. I'm blown away. I'm blown away, and I know I have a lot of stuff I want to say. Let me sit here and collect my thoughts. I finished it the other night. I stayed up to finish it because I just needed to. I had less than 100 pages, and I don't know why it took me so long to get through this book. I think it's just because I've been so busy. I just haven't had time, and I didn't dedicate time. So I really had to set aside time and dedicate it, which meant I was staying up until like 11:30 every night trying to read this book. It took me like 2 months, over 2 months, but I'm done. I finished it, and I'm mad at myself for taking so long to finish it. My eyes are watering. I'm so emotional right now. It's not crying, I'm just emotional. First of all, that ending. I need the next book. I just re-listened to ACOTAR, but I feel like I need to, Ange is inspiring me. Ange, thank you. I need to go through ACOTAR physically and like tab things and annotate and see what's going on. The ending blew me away, and I figured out what was happening like within the first couple of sentences of Bryce being like in the ACOTAR world, only because I knew that this somehow tied into ACOTAR. I watched one of Ange's videos and spoiled it for myself, but it also gave me a little bit of excitement while reading through this book because I kept waiting for, you know, whatever it was that tied into it. So I did get that Asriel was the one that found her and everything like that. But I'm still blown away by it. I'm still blown away by it. I'm still blown away by it. I need the next book. Ending thoughts that I had otherwise, other than just, that's crazy. I had to change Ellie's sides. One, I think Amryn might be an Asteri. Yeah, I think she's one of the Asteri. I don't know if she is a different one that is just part of their world or whatever, that has maybe gone rogue, or if she's the seventh one that's missing, because Bryce kept pointing out that there was supposed to be a seventh one and then the throne was empty and blah, 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 blah. If she's maybe the one that kind of was just like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go off and do my own thing. And now she's with Rhys and them. I don't know if maybe that's what's going on. Who, I felt so helpless reading the end of this book. Everything was happening. Everything was going wrong. And I was just sitting there feeling helpless. I didn't like it, but at the same time, I loved it. 3, I guess. Why the heck does Bryce say Rhys looks like Rune? She says that it looks like Rune. She thought it was Rune to begin with. I don't know. They both have like shadowy type powers, I guess you would say. Abilities, magic, whatever you want to call it. But I'm still a little confused. I'm excited to see what's going on, how they're similar. If there's like a deeper connection there, I'm sure there is. Ellie's knocking my arm if you see my camera shaking. Yeah. You are. Yeah. I was a little thrown by that. Like, what does this mean for you to say that they look the same and they have similar abilities, kind of? I'm excited to see what that entails. I'm sure there's a lot more, but the last thing that I have written down in my notes is how the heck will Bryce regain power to get back? Can Rhys do it? Because Rhys's magic isn't really that kind of magic. Can someone from the Dawn Court maybe do it? Or the Day Court? What are the courts in a throne of glass? Not a throne of glass, a court of thorns and roses. Are you pooping? Yeah, can someone else do it maybe? Because I don't know if Rhys's power translates. But then again, Hypatia like gave her some charge when they were saving Ethan. So I don't know. In my head, I'm like, man, is Bryce going to be stuck? Because if so, that's kind of a helpless feeling too. Overall, I hate that I waited so long to read this, but at the same time, I hate that I read it because now I have to wait and there's really no set date for when this is going to come out. There's not. I'm emotional. So I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of feelings going on right now. Overall, I feel very hectic and chaotic in my mind when it comes to this book. But I loved it. Love Sarah J. Maas. I've never really been, I don't know. She's one of those authors that I enjoy everything she writes. And it wasn't until now that I'm like, yeah, she's one of my favorite authors. She was just kind of, I think when I started BookTube, she's so hyped that I'm always a little weary of overly hyped things. So I'm kind of just like, yeah, that was good. That deserves the hype. But in my head, I'm not going to cave to like being one of those like people that hypes it up, but I've turned into one of those people that hypes it up because I think it deserves it. It's one of my favorites. She is one of my favorites. She writes some great stories, some great like fantasy romance stories that are just fun to read. They're fun to read. And here I am admitting, this is my admittance, that she's one of my faves. And I'm excited for the next one. I think that's it. Cars in my neighborhood are very loud. I think that's it. I'm sure I have other thoughts, but my mind was everywhere when I was reading this, so I think that's it. We need to go get brother from school. We gotta go get brother from school. Yeah, we do. Anyways, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. I like doing the dedicated reading vlogs. I've tried doing weekly reading vlogs. One, I don't read enough for that. Two, my life is too boring for that. So here we are. Dedicated reading vlogs, I think, work for me. You let me know if they work for you, though. You guys are awesome. I'm so thankful for you. And we'll meet back here next time. See ya! Can you say see ya? Yeah, see ya! See ya! See ya, see ya, see ya! See ya, see ya, see ya, see ya, see ya! See ya, see ya, see ya!